of us, son came through Atlanta.
Hey, go!
Hello everybody, I'm Jackie K. Cooper. I'm here at my favorite theater getting ready to watch and review another movie. I've got my popcorn and I got my Coke, so I'm all set. I watch these movies so I can let you know what you should be coming to see each week.
There are 9 zillion topics, people, you could have picked. Why me? Hello everybody, I'm Jackie K. Cooper, and my entertainment rundown for today is a review of the film The Irishman, The French Dispatch, My Old Ass. Now that's the title, excuse my language, that's the title of the film. So it's complex, it's controversial, a disappointment from beginning to end. 4 out of 10.
WPGA, getting it together, getting it together. WPGA.
Action utensils you cannot stand.
Where did you get that? That's all they have at the bar.
We've gone to places.
Like most, I discovered Jackie K. Cooper by scrolling through YouTube. As I dug deeper into his channel, I was pleasantly surprised to discover this wasn't just a retirement hobby, but a lifelong passion. By adapting 5 stories from Jackie's memoirs, which there are 8 and counting, I've attempted to glean insight into how a seemingly ordinary man can lead such an extraordinary life.
I'm Jackie K. Cooper, Jackie Kershaw Cooper, and I'm 82 years old. I was born in Clinton, South Carolina on September 13th, 1941. If life is divided into 4 seasons, then the one we are born into is spring. Spring is the season of birth and the season of simplicity. I certainly can't remember being born, but I can remember how simple my life was when I was small. I lived in a cocoon of love. At least I felt that way. I was the center of attention as the youngest of 2 children born to my parents. My father was a bread salesman who drove a truck around town to the stores. My mother worked at Belk's department stores as a salesperson until she and my father opened up a corner grocery store. In my childhood memories, it is always spring or summer. I don't remember cold weather at all. Most of the time it is spring, and the dogwoods and the azaleas are blooming, and the afternoons keep getting longer and longer. There was plenty of time for playing, and play we did. There were so many kids in my neighborhood. We played in their front yards, backyards, and on the streets. Looming over all of it was my mother. She liked to talk, and she would hold me in her lap while sitting in a rocking chair and rock with me. As she did, she would tell me story after story. I heard stories about her life growing up in Gadsden, Alabama, and other stories about my daddy growing up in Clinton. I loved those stories and would beg for more. It was just a fantastic, life habits. But then my mother was discovered to have cancer. She died when I was 14, and everything just took a little nosedive.
I never knew Virginia, my dad's mom, but my dad, she passed away when my dad was like 14. But in 14 years, the influence she had on his life, I've heard all these stories about his mom. And to the point of, I named my daughter after her. Because I thought, man, if she could have that kind of influence on my dad in 14 years.
My father remarried. I had a stepmother I didn't get along with, but I just remember my high school years as being the time that I stayed away from the house as much as I could. Then when college came, I just fled to college. Yes, it is true. I once was a 2-pack-a-day smoker. It was a dirty, disgusting habit, and I loved it. I was not one of those people who smoked from habit. I was one of those people who loved the taste of tobacco. I was not into beer, but a side of my personality did want to be daring. James Dean smoked in Rebel Without a Cause, and he looked cool, so why wouldn't a cigarette do the same for me? I decided it would, but I didn't want to really smoke in front of my father. That would be more rebellion than I or he could handle. So I smoked in my room and in my car. Somehow my adolescent mind thought if my dad didn't see it, he also couldn't smell it. The strange thing about my fixation with smoking was that at first it made me sick as a dog. I remember clearly lying in my bed, smoking a Kent cigarette and watching the room whirl by. When I was in 11th grade, my English teacher, Miss Sheila, she said, I understand you're going to college. And I said, yes. And she said, that's great. She said, what have you been studying? And I said, I don't know. And so on Sunday night, my best friend, Tommy Suplet, came over and we're sitting there watching TV. And he said, what are you going to tell Miss Sheila tomorrow? And we were watching Perry Mason. It's Raymond Burr. And I said, that looks good. Came out of law school and signed up for the Air Force. I ended up, people know me really laugh at this, I ended up being a special agent for the Office of Special Investigations for the Air Force. If you know me, that's kind of not typical of what I would do, but I was a special agent for 2 years and then transferred into the legal office as a JAG attorney and spent 2 years doing that. Now you need something?
What, baby?
You need something?
No, I'm gonna get a breath mints. They're gonna be coming. Oh, you're reading?
Yes.
Okay, well, let me get some breath mints. And they're gonna come at 4:40, so.
What time is it?
It's like 4:25, I think.
Oh, I had no idea. I thought it was like 2
I know
o'clock.
it won't be, so.
Love you.
Love you.
My life before I got married was incomplete. It was not like I got married right out of the gate, but I was looking. I knew I wanted to be married. I knew I wanted to be married. I knew I wanted to have a family. And that part of me was just incomplete until I met the right person.
My mother and his brother and then wife were good friends, and my mother asked me to please, as a favor to my parents, please go out with Jackie. But when I went out with him, there was just something there. He was warm and kind, and from that first weekend we dated, we both knew there was something special there.
And after a year and a half, we got engaged. Then June of 1970, 54 years ago, we got married.
We were going to have our first child. Nobody could have been more excited than Jackie.
I remember we had this conversation. She said, we're not going to tell anybody until further along in the pregnancy, blah, 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 blah. Oh, yes, we'll wait. And there was some kind of party that night. And we went, and I don't know what happened. It just came right out. We're expecting. And I thought, Terry looked at me like, what happened to keeping this as kind of a secret, And I just blurted it out. I was so happy about it. We didn't know whether JJ was going to be, the baby was going to be a girl or a boy. We didn't do any kind of testing to find out the sex, and not knowing. And then, gosh, I was out there, and the janitor was cleaning up behind the glass wall. He looked through the window, and I was the only person sitting out there in the waiting room, and he said, got yourself a mighty fine boy. And about that time, the doctor came out and said, you have a son, your wife's doing fine, you can go back in just a few minutes. Where the glass was, it was like just a hole in the glass, I don't know why. And the nurse came out with JJ and stuck his foot through that hole so I could touch him. It It was and the janitor was saying, I told you, man, I told you, you got a fine boy there. And that was the birth of JJ.
You know, I think that he feels blessed by all this. It's not something where he feels like, okay, that box is checked. It's like, what's coming next?
Even we put on the show of being supremely confident, each of us deep down has some doubts. There was a gasoline shortage, and my wife wanted to see her parents living in St. Petersburg. So we had enough gas to fill up the car, and we're able to get gas on the way, the interstate, and got to St. Pete. When it came, we stayed a few days, and when it came time to go home, we couldn't find any gas. People in my wife's family's neighborhood siphoned gas out of their cars to give us enough gas to get on the interstate where we could get gas. And I was just so impressed and touched by what they had done that I decided I'd write an article about it. And I sent it to the hometown newspaper. And the next week, it ran. My name, my byline, and I got a phone call from a guy named Bobby Branch. And Bobby said, you know, Jackie, I really like that article you wrote. How would you like to be a columnist? And I said, well, what would you want me writing about? And he said, anything you want. And so I started a column called That's Entertainment. And every week I would talk about the movies I'd seen or movies that were upcoming or whatever. And then Bobby sold the Home Journal to a man named Millard Grimes. For whatever reason, Millard Grimes thought my writing was the greatest thing since grits. I mean, he just thought everything that I wrote was great. And so he put me in all 9 of his newspapers. So I was like a syndicated columnist. And I got called by one of the TV stations in Macon saying, would you come on and talk about movies on our morning shows? They had local morning shows.
Now it's time to watch the movie. Just make sure you watch me every Wednesday night at 7 o'clock for the Jackie K. Cooper Show.
I got to do interviews. I started going on press junkets.
People who know you as The Rock, do they call you Mr. Rock? The Rock? Rock?
People call me Rock. People call me Dwayne. People call me DJ. People call me Pineapple Head, because I got a big head.
Will Ferrell,
Yes.
a.k.a. Ricky Bobby.
Ricky Bobby. I laughed out loud every time they said that. Jack Black, the star of School of Rock.
It's me.
It was 2 hours, unstoppable. You were just going. Was that all in the script, or was that just Jack Black?
When the movie Pearl Harbor came out, they flew my mom and dad out to Hawaii, stayed at, I think, like the 4 Seasons or something, and then he saw the movie premiere of Pearl Harbor in Pearl Harbor on an aircraft carrier, and then would go back to his, 9 to 5 during the week working.
From working in news to having his own show to now a YouTube sensation. That's what happened to movie critic Jackie K. Cooper last weekend.
And this was all because of one movie review posted on a Facebook page. 41 NBC's Amber Lake sat down with Jackie K. Cooper, and she has more.
Imagine going from 136 YouTube subscribers to over 45,000 in just one weekend.
I love movies. I loved movies all my life. I don't know what age I was young. My brother and my cousins had gone to see a movie. My uncle took me with him to go pick them up. He said, just stand here at the top of the row. And he was going to go down and get my cousins, come back up. Well, the movie was still on, and I don't know if it was King Kong or what, but it had a gorilla in it. And as soon as the gorilla came on screen, I ran out the door. I ran down the sidewalk in downtown Gadsden, Alabama. But my mother loved movies, and my mother could give me, I am older than God, but my mother could give me a quarter, and it was 9 cents to get in the movies, 10 cents for a bag of popcorn, 5 cents for a candy bar, and a penny for tax. And I went continuously. I loved everything about the movies, and it stayed with me all my life.
I was looking on Rotten Tomatoes and I was looking at reviews of Avengers Infinity War. I was scrolling through and just reading what people had to say, like criticisms, people praising it. And then I just saw this one review that really stood out to me because I saw Jackie's logo, and it's the same logo on his YouTube channels in black and white. You can click on the bio on Rotten Tomatoes, and it says like, Jackie K. Cooper, blah, 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 is from Georgia, and he is known for the entertainment rundown. It's like, what is that? Just like was scrolling through, I'm like, oh, he's getting like 10, 30 views. And I sort by oldest, and it was like 12 years.
And I've talked with Max for since the reason I know all this, and he said, I gave you a shout out on subreddit. Don't know what that is.
Okay, this man is 77 years old, has been uploading for 12 years. No way.
Alita, Battle Angel. This movie was written by James Cameron.
Short videos, quick reviews, I like it. Subscribe.
Hello everybody, I'm Jackie K. Cooper, and my entertainment rundown for today is me saying, again, thank you. Once you hit 100,000 subscribers, then YouTube will send you a play button, a plaque with the silver play button. And I got it, and I kept thinking, I want to open it on camera. You know, I wanted to see it. I don't know, but it never seemed right. Let's see here. Gosh, this is nice. Okay. I hope you can see it. It's beautiful. It's heavy. You know, it's got heft to it. But and this exciting. And this is because of you. So I thank you, thank you, thank you. But for today, this has been Jackie K. Cooper's Entertainment Rundown with the opening of the silver play button and the second thank you to all of you for what you've done. On the edge of 80, it dawned on me a few years ago that I am standing on the edge of 80. Yes, that age of life that used to be so far away from me is about to come crashing home. One thing about being on the edge of 80 is you have a lot of life to look back on. I analyze the grammar school me, the high school me, the college me. Watching these reflections of myself, I see an evolution into the person I am today. I was not secure of myself in grammar school. I was not popular in my mind, as evidenced by the last one chosen for any teen activity. But it didn't matter because I was so secure in my home life. I had a brother, father, aunts, uncles, and cousins who loved me, and I had a mother who adored me. I also had the neighborhood kids who thought I was pretty great. Who cared what those kids at Florida Street Elementary thought? So clearly I remember being 16 and sitting on the pavement of Stonewall Street in front of my friend Agnes's house. I remember particularly asking her what she thought it felt like to be 40. She then said that she was going to be young forever. I agreed that was a good plan. But eventually 40 did arrive, and it hit me hard. I don't know why that age was so significant. Maybe because that was my mother's age when she died. I remember when it occurred to me that I had lived longer than she did. But then came 50, 60, and 70. 80 was a definite year of transition. My framework was to get an education, get married, have kids, keep my faith steady, have a solid job. Once I got my first movie review published in a paper, I was off to the races. If one paper liked me, then why wouldn't 20 others? And if I was in the newspapers, then I should also be able to be on radio. If I was on radio, then why wouldn't I be on television? And if I was on television, then why couldn't I be on the internet? This was not the way it was supposed to be. But looking back from the edge of 80, I know it was how it had to be. My first book was titled Journey of the Gentle Southern Man. And I titled it that because my mother would tell me, I'm not raising Southern gentlemen, I'm raising gentle Southern men. And there's a difference, you know, and that has stuck with me. That's what I strove to be. I hope that I've been a person that people would say, you know, he was a gentle Southern man.